All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are talking about what might just be the single greatest revolution in the history of medicine. We're talking about the science that could not just slow down, but actually reverse the process of aging. This is going to be a wild ride.
You know, that's not an exaggeration. It's a cold, hard biological fact. When you think about the major diseases we're all trying to avoid, cancer, Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, what's the #1 risk factor for every single one of them? It's just getting older.
So that leads to the big question, right? The one that changes everything. Is aging this inevitable fate we all have to accept? Or is it a technical problem? A problem that we can actually solve? The science we're digging into today says, you bet it is.
And if you want to understand just how high the stakes are, check out this number, $38 trillion. That is the mind-boggling estimated global value of keeping people healthier for just one extra year. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around, and it shows you exactly why this is one of humanity's most important quests.
Okay, so before we go any further, it's really important to get one thing straight. This science is not about living forever. It's not about chasing immortality. The real goal is actually much more personal and way more practical. It's all about your health span. So let's really define this, because it's the whole point. Lifespan, that's just how many years you're on the planet. But health span, that's the number of years you spend in good health. The years you're active, you're sharp, you're free from all that chronic disease stuff. The goal here isn't just to add years to your life, it's to add life to your years.
And look, this isn't some far-off, abstract science fiction thing. This has real, tangible benefits for your life. We're talking about a future where you spend way fewer years dealing with chronic disease. A future where something like type 2 diabetes might actually be treatable by reversing your age. It means more productive, active years for you, and for everybody, it means radically lower healthcare costs.
All right, so to figure out how to fix this, we've got to know who the bad guy is. And it turns out the villain of the story isn't what you think. It's not time. No, the real antagonist is the slow, steady corruption of the instructions inside every single one of your cells. This idea, called the information theory of aging, completely flips the script. It says the problem isn't that our DNA, our fundamental blueprint, gets broken. No, the data is fine. The problem is that our cells forget how to read the blueprint correctly. It's like having a perfect DVD, but it's covered in scratches and smudges. The information is still there, the player just can't get to it. So let's get this straight. You've got two parts to the system. First, there's your DNA. That's the digital blueprint, the hard drive. It's stable, it doesn't really change. But then you've got the epigenome. Think of this as the software, or the reader. It's a layer of chemical tags that tell your genes when to turn on and where to turn off. And that is the part that gets corrupted over time. Scientists call this corruption epigenetic noise. It's like static building up over the years. As this noise gets louder and louder, the cell gets confused. It starts turning on the wrong genes at the wrong time. And that's when things go wrong. Cells forget how to be young. And that's when the diseases of aging start to creep in.
But here's the amazing part. If aging is just corrupted information, well, information can be restored. You can wipe the scratches off the DVD. So let's talk about the incredible breakthroughs scientists are using to hack this code and literally reset the clock in our cells.
And that's where this incredible strategy comes in, epigenetic reprogramming. This is the process of going in and actively cleaning up that epigenetic noise. It's like a biological factory reset that helps the cell remember its youthful instructions.
So, weapon number 1 is like a genetic reset button. It uses a specific set of proteins, these OSK factors, that were discovered by Nobel Prize winner Shinya Yamanaka. Now the trick is, you don't turn them on all the way, you just give the cells a short burst. It's like a soft reboot for your biology. It erases the aging marks, but lets the cell remember what it's supposed to be. A skin cell, a nerve cell, whatever. This isn't science fiction, by the way. They've already used this to restore vision in old mice. Incredible.
But what if you didn't need to mess with genes at all? Well, that's where weapon number 2 comes in, and this could be a real game changer. Researchers have now found cocktails of simple chemical molecules that can do the same job. They've already shown that in human cells, these cocktails can reverse the signs of aging in less than a week without ever touching the DNA. This is a huge step towards a therapy that could one day come in a pill.
Hey, just a quick pause. If you're finding this deep dive valuable and it's getting your gears turning, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to see it, and definitely subscribe to Curious Decoder. We go deep on the science that's shaping our future, and we'd love to have you with us.
Oh, and drop a comment below. Let us know what you want us to research next.
Okay, so we have these incredible new weapons to fight aging, but how do you actually know if you're winning the war? I mean, to prove you can turn back the clock, you first need a really accurate clock.
And that's where epigenetic clocks come into play. These are amazing tests that analyze those chemical tags, that epigenetic noise we talked about, to calculate your true biological age. And this number can be totally different from how many birthdays you've had. These clocks are the official referees that tell us if a treatment is really working.
Now, not all clocks are the same. You've got older ones, like GrimAge, which is kind of like an oracle. It looks at your biological age and predicts your long-term risk for disease. It tells you if you're aging too fast. But the real cutting-edge tool is called Dunedin Pace. Think of this one like a speedometer for aging. It doesn't just tell you your age, it tells you how fast you are aging right now. And that is the perfect tool for seeing if an intervention is hitting the brakes.
And make no mistake, this isn't just some abstract number on a lab report. A higher score on that Dunedin Pace speedometer is directly and strongly linked to a higher risk of disease and death. So when scientists can show that they're slowing that clock down, they are measuring a real functional change that actually leads to a longer, healthier life.
So what does this all mean? Where are we headed? We are standing right at the dawn of a completely new era of medicine, an era where we stop just treating individual diseases and start going after the root cause of almost all of them, aging itself.
And the future is probably going to be a multi-pronged attack. We'll have chemical reprogramming for sure, but we'll also see things like Senolytics. These are drugs designed to hunt down and destroy old, dysfunctional zombie cells that just hang around causing inflammation. By combining all these different strategies, we can hit aging from every angle and get the biggest possible boost to our health span.
And that brings us to the final and maybe most important question. This isn't just about living longer, it's about expanding what's possible within our lives. If science really can give us more healthy, vibrant, and capable years, it really makes you stop and think, what are we going to do with all that extra time?